S&P TSX is down 56 basis points on the day, and that means a week loss of 84 basis points. Over the month, it's down 1.65%, and for the 3 months, down 1.3%. Year to date, it's up 13%, but over the year, it's down almost a percent. The S&P 500 is down 79 basis points, making it a week loss of 88 basis points. On the month, it's down 2.5%, but over the 3 months, it's up 2%. Year to date, it's up almost 16%, but over the year, it's up only 1.5%. The Dow dropped 66 basis points on the day, making it a week loss of 1.21%. Over the month, it has had a staggering 4.45% loss, but on the 3 months, it's relatively flat at 33 basis point gain. Year to date, it's up 11%, and on the year, it's up 79 basis points. The Nasdaq dropped 68 basis points on the day, and a week loss of 85 basis points. On the month, it's down a total of 3.12%, but on the 3 months, it's up 2%. Year to date, it's up 20%, but on the year, up only 1.6%. The FTSE was down 0.9% on the day, making it a week loss of 1.7%. The Nikkei was up 0.5%, making it a week up of 15 basis points. WTI was relatively flat, and on the week, it was up 2.4%. It looks like Germany has may already entered a recession, with both Deutsche Bank and the country's central bank warning of a coming recession. Deutsche Bank actually believes that they're in a recession at the moment, as they expect GDP to fall 25 basis points in Q3, which would technically make it a recession, as that would be 2 consecutive quarters of a contraction in GDP. Now, increases concern over global growth and may signal a looming global recession to hit the US soon, as well as Britain over concerns of Brexit. With a potential recession in Germany, it's interesting that they have announced that they will sell, for the first time ever, 30-year bonds with a 0% coupon. So they've sold 10-year bonds at a 0% coupon before, but it's the first time for the 30-year bonds. It's interesting because with a lot of interest rates and yields moving into the negative territory, and at the same time Germany moving into recession, it doesn't seem like they'll have a lot of room to combat a recession. They don't really have anywhere to move their interest rates unless they want to continue to move them down into more negative territory, but that might not be the wisest decision. There might be not too many investors that want to actually purchases, which could have a significant impact on the German economy. They've also talked about increasing their fiscal budget in the case of recession, so they might do that as more of a solution than changing interest rates. Continuing the talk on interest rates, is expected that Canada will lower its interest rates one by December and another time by June. There's only about a 20% implied odd that it'll cut by September 4th, but overall it's expected that the Bank of Canada will cut rates going forward. Though it isn't expected to be as quickly as the Fed is expected more than 2 cuts by next June. This is kind of interesting though, because there were some people coming out after the Fed lowered interest rates that said the Canadian bank wouldn't lower interest rates, but I didn't really believe that because it doesn't seem likely that Canada will be able to not move interest rates when the US continues to lower interest rates, as the Canadian economy is pretty much tied to the US economy in a lot of ways. In company news, Home Depot released their earnings, which they beat revenue expectations and earnings per shares, and they're up over 4.5% on the day. It's a pretty strong day for Home Depot. Looking at their beats, they were able to achieve an earnings per share of $2.27 versus the expected of $2.18. The Home Depot earnings report has had an interesting effect, as Lowe's is now up over 4% on the day, even though they haven't released their earnings yet. As they're expected to release tomorrow, we'll see if the market is right and if they actually do deserve the 4% increase, or maybe Home Depot has outperformed them. Canadian manufacturing sales fell in June 1.2% after a strong gain that happened in May.